All right. Let's do this. Benjamin Gleib. Now, this is a weird one. You might remember Ben Gleib. He was that guy that I picked on for doing a Trump bit. And I don't even remember what the bit was, but remember he was like that hack comedian with a lisp. He did a Trump bit. He's that dude. He was like on the Chelsea Handler panel once. He's that. Oh, we watched his telethon. Remember Ben Gleib's telethon for America where he kept rubbing Natalie Portman's shoulders? Oh, fuck. Kept rubbing Natalie Portman's shoulder. He was very handsy with the women. You remember Ben Gleib, right?
Of course.
That fuck. And remember, if you don't remember, that was the episode I did where I like shit on him on Instagram. I forgot what I even said. And he responded with literally like a 3-page long essay defending himself. And we found it to be so cringe that I put it in a text-to-voice reader. And we had the reader read what he wrote back to me because there was no way I was going to read that much. Remember that? That's Ben Gleib. Now, what he's done, this is actually rather interesting here. Ben Gleib is pretending. Now, get this. Ben Gleib is pretending that he's seriously running for president. Now, I'm not going to fall into any sort of Ben Gleib trap here. And you heard me right. Ben Gleib is pretending that he's seriously running for president. So like 2 months ago, Logan Paul did a Flat Earth documentary where he trolled, quote unquote, trolled YouTube into thinking that he was a flat earther himself. But in reality, it was to expose flat earthers. So you were a fool either way if you fell for it. You know, people thought, oh, Logan Paul's a flat earther, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd be like, got ya. And then people would be like, oh, Logan Paul's doing this, got ya. Ben Gleib is kind of doing the same thing right now. He's doing a fake, and you heard me right. He's doing a fake presidential run. But pretending it's real, and he thinks that it's a win-win no matter how we perceive it. So I want to get ahead of this before I fall into what he thinks is an easy trap. Ben Gleib has announced he's running for president, and I want to show you this video. We'll start here, and then I'll give you my thoughts. This is actually quite wild and is attached to some serious implications. Okay, let's watch this. Let's go to this website, Ben Gleib for President 2020. Let's save America. Wait till you see how involved this is.
Pass me that JB.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. And I am spacing on morning whiskey and an empty stomach. I'm telling you right now, guys, you might see me get completely naked, cut off my dick, turn it into sushi shish kebabs, and mainline that little dick right up my nose. Would you like that? Yep. Would you like to see me cut off my dick, turn it into sushi, and snort it?
This bottle has the Jim Beam family tree on the side.
Fuck those people.
So cute.
Slave owners. Here, let's watch this. Ben Gleib announces
we need someone.
His presidential run. This is rather involved. Stay with me. This is wild.
We need someone who can shred Trump like a stand-up takes down a heckler, because Trump is a heckler. And to fight him, we need a comedian.
Donald Trump is the greatest risk to our nation, but also the best trash talker in political history. I am not a politician or a greedy millionaire or billionaire, but I've dealt with narcissistic, crybaby hecklers like Trump hundreds of times before, and I've never been defeated.
Don't talk about the Donald!
Remember this clip?
Oh, no.
This is the one I showed.
Oh, I thought this was America. That's so weird. Oh my God.
This is actually...
Don't talk about this exactly. Dude.
This is the clip I made fun of on the show where he's like, I really like your set, but, you shouldn't make fun of me. So he really thinks he's the only guy that can stick it to Trump. Imagine believing this. And I feel like, you know what, that must be every Trump criticizer really feels. If I was at the debates, I'd say this to Trump and he wouldn't know what to do. I'd crush him. That's what these guys think. That's what they believe me.
I
That's their bedtime fantasy. Thinking of them at the podium slamming Trump.
Oof.
That's what they think's gonna happen. You cannot stop Trump.
And didn't we pull this clip to show?
Yeah,
how
we showed how
ridiculous and
stupid he
cringe
was,
it
and he's still hanging on this. Like, I'm the only guy. Wait till you see what's going on here. Watch this.
Saying Russians don't talk about Vladimir Putin that way. Cautious career politicians will not be able to stop the anomaly that is Donald Trump. But I can. Together, we can. We must. My name is Ben Gleib, and I'm running for president of the United States of America. These candidates running for president work in government. That's where the lies come from. And in a time of fake news, and with a pathological liar president, comedians are the only people left whose job it is to tell you the truth.
Wow.
You're probably thinking, why would the guy from Chelsea lately, who hosts a game show about idiots and day drinks on the Today Show with Kathy Lee and Hoda, be a good leader for our nation? Let me tell you a little bit about my background. You may not know,
My background.
I'm also an honors thesis graduate of one of the top universities in the country.
I gotta break in here. This is not a parody video. I want to tell you what's happening here. Ben Gleib came up with an idea, a win-win in his fantasizable mind. I could see it happening. I think I'm gonna run for president. Yeah, haha, like a parody? No, like a serious run. Think about it. What comedian's ever done it? I run for president. Like, I seriously run for president. Like, I apply, I do all the stuff you got to do, right? I even, like, ask for donations. Worst comes to worst, I get, like, a ton of publicity for my comedian career, and I blow up. That's the worst case scenario. Holy shit, this is genius. No, it's not. It's very faggy, transparent, and nobody is falling for it. But if you ask him, he will tell you he's seriously running for president. He's actually applied to all the legit channels. He's taking donations. He's received. We're going to go over all this. This is, as far as we're supposed to be concerned, a serious run, but it's also a parody run for attention. Now, why is this so evil? Well, this is the exact same thing that these guys were against when Donald ran. They're making this more of a circus now. So these guys that call Donald Trump running for president a circus are now joining the circus because they actually have this fantasy where they go, what if it works? I mean, it worked for Trump. What if I say some crazy things and it works? He really believes stuff like that. And then he's got that win-win idea. It's a win-win. If it doesn't work, at least I'm going to get a ton of press. Comedian runs for Trump? People will hear the jokes. This is really what's happening. He has gotten donations for this, which could be fraud. It could be fraud. We're in a really squirrely place right now. Let's watch. This is all coming at me, by the way.
I haven't even seen this whole video yet.
Either have I. This all came at me yesterday, late night. All right? I'm just discovering this kind of with you. But what we have here is something really different. I mean, he's not going to be the only one with this idea this season, with this running for president. This could turn into the goofiest occasion we've ever had. This next election, this might be goofier than we've ever seen. We've already got, what, 22 Democrats throwing in their hats?
Many.
This could get way, way goofier. You know, every little minor celebrity out there has got this fantasy that they'll be picked up by the news. It's free press. Maybe they'll even, what if they just, Trump didn't know he was. So all the things you hate Trump for, you're actually doing.
I'd like Nanette to run for president.
Because, it's almost like influencers. It's like influencers saw, they probably got mad at the first influencer who sold their soul to the devil for product placement in their Instagram stories to get money. But then once they realized they can do it too, they jumped on board. So we're watching liberals take what they first claimed they hated about Donald Trump, and they're now doing it to further their career when they said that Donald Trump was so disgustingly dirty for doing that very thing and destroying and making a circus out of the American system. So what you're seeing here is not just a parody video. It's not a troll. But no matter what happens, Ben Gleib is going to pretend he planned it that way. We must not fall for this. You're getting this story first before you see it anywhere else. And here's what's so great about it. If he does get halfway through, I will now finally know what Rosie O'Donnell felt when Donald Trump made it so far into the presidency run there. You know, being mortal enemies, watching an enemy of mine become president. You know, I'd really be the Rosie O'Donnell of the situation, which is definitely not cool. Jules would have to disown me and join the military. You understand? Okay, let's watch this. Now, remember, this is not a parody, and I'm going to show you more examples of that after this. This is actually really sketchy here.
For over a decade, I've been a political contributor and commentator on places like CNN, NPR, Huffington Post, The Young Turks, ABC News, and more. I've hosted countless conversations and many debates with both sides, always working to try to find solutions to our problems. And I recently created the Telethon for America,
Wow.
a first of its kind event powered by Michelle Obama's When We All Vote, that played a significant role in
He's half serious here. He's half serious that he's running for president. Comedian Ben Gleib, with not that many followers on Instagram, has convinced himself that this fantasy might work. And this is what he's been doing. Oh my God, it's Veep.
Just a clip from his Vote for America
Wow.
or whatever.
Let's hear some more.
last year's record-setting historic voter turnout. Plus, people always say they want a president they can see themselves having a beer with. I've already had beers with tons of you. Thank you very much for the
You
beers.
were on NLO, bro. Can you imagine Patrick Melton has sat down with the president? Come on!
Honestly,
He's been on Nobody Likes Onions more than 5 fucking times!
Before this video even ends, I'm kind of into the idea of Gleib as president now.
I want Gleib president.
I'm voting for him.
Yes. Ben Gleib.
He's already won me over.
He had a beer with Melton. He's been on fucking Nobody Likes Onions.
20 minutes ago, you were just saying, imagine you see one of your fools on TV in a hotel room on the Food Network.
Yeah.
Imagine you see one of your fools as the president.
seriously.
What more could we hope for?
It's insane.
Register,
insane.
people.
And look at his face here. Not my president. Look at his
start
face.
A campaign to vote for him. It's too predictable to
This
be
is
against
too
this.
much. And you know what? This is the problem with comedy. All of his peers will be like, this is amazing. It's not amazing. Let's watch some more.
By the way, I am so passionate about politics that many people started suggesting that I run for president.
Wow.
And challenge
And it's showing all these tweets.
Oh my God.
This is like what a loser, you know, like everyone hears this. Everyone with a political opinion this year has heard, you should run for president. Like if you're a comedian, Joe Rogan hears this, you should run for president. Shut the fuck up. No, they shouldn't. Look at this.
Passionate about politics that many people started suggesting that I run for president and challenge Trump head on. And I realized that I'm different from every candidate because I've never been in government and I'm not part of the rich elite. Turns out cable TV and comedy clubs and strip malls do not pay as well as you think. Unlike career politicians who sit in Washington or at fundraiser events their whole careers, I've been traveling around the country for the last 19 years. I've been hanging with regular people because I am one. I know your struggles.
This is, I'm starting to believe that he actually convinced himself that this could work. Like he started it out with the idea like, okay, it'll be a joke run, like when Roseanne ran, but you get a lot of press for it. This will be great either way. But then I think he really started going, holy shit, this could work.
I've been there by your side.
What's that?
He's not like an irony guy or anything
No.
like that. He did do the telethon for
Yeah.
America. I
Remember,
think
this
he might
isn't
be
one of those
serious.
guys. Like, he actually and if you called him out, he'd be like, it's a bit.
Like Tim Heidecker, if he did this, you'd be like, okay,
Yeah,
haha.
exactly. But this
But
is
Gleib might have tricked himself into thinking this might be a good idea.
this is really kind of crazy.
I've been traveling around the country for the last 19 years. I've been hanging with regular people because I am one. I know your struggles. I've been there by your side. Regular people like us are kept out of the halls of power, so that whether the president is Republican or Democrat, the gap between the rich and the rest of us keeps widening. Millions of us
don't fall for his rhetoric and start believing in him as a candidate, okay?
Too late.
Some people out there are so suggestible, they're like, I actually think he's got some good points.
still don't have health care, can't afford housing, work multiple jobs, and whole professions are going away due to
Wait. You just showed a black guy? He's got an eviction notice? Let's see.
housing, work multiple jobs, and whole
Whoa.
So you're saying blacks always get evicted?
This
Nice.
black guy has it all. Look at this beautiful apartment this black guy lives in. Another hoax by the Jewish media.
professions are going away due to automation. And no one in power is solving it. They're not even trying. They aren't invested enough in our struggle to make any real systemic change. But we can change that. We must change that.
Oh.
I can bring that change.
No, you can't.
Because I have nothing to lose.
Yes, you do.
I don't have a career in politics I need to protect, or a bunch of billionaire friends that need me to pass laws that benefit only them. No special interests
Chelsea Handler.
or no backdoor partnerships in Washington have any control over me, and they never will. Because when I'm done, I'll just go right back to the comedy clubs. Our democracy has been hacked. It has been taken from us by people who only care about power and money and keeping all of it for themselves. Let's take our democracy back. The threshold to qualify for the Democratic debates is just 65,000 donations. Even just $1
So I think he's serious here, right?
So do I.
This is a serious run. I thought it was more parodic last night, but I didn't see this whole video. This is actually a real cry. Like, he really believes this now. And I don't want to say that in case he thinks that he could use that, that it was a troll as an excuse. Like I said, he applied with this, with his place for presidential run donations, which you have to be serious about. You can't be doing that as a joke. We'll show you that in a sec.
You and 64,999 of your closest friends will put a regular person on that debate stage. Will the powers that be allow a different voice in the conversation? Let's find out together. Visit Gleib2020.com and donate. Together, we can take the crybaby down.
Oh, wow.
Together, we can change the system. We will not be defeated.
Yes, you will.
We will win.
No, you won't.
Because we must.
Nope.
Let's save America.
Oh.
Okay? I'm Ben Gleib, and I'm running for president of the United States of America. And I could use your support.
I think he might win. Look at this. This is real legit. Look at that navy and that maroon. Someone's going to fuck this dude up, just a matter of time. You don't want to run for president, man. It really is the worst. By the way, clip every Ben Gleib thing that's ever been on Redbar and get it up on YouTube immediately. Tag the shit out of it. Because if we got a presidential candidate, I want people to know, you know, that he's been in a fight with me. Okay. Let's do Ben Gleib. Richie, yes? These are funny. These are good. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you going into this. And this is some context that I learned from this Wine Shake podcast that we're going to listen. Ben Gleib needs 65,000 donations to qualify for the Democratic debate. If he doesn't get 65,000 donations, he's out. That's it. Race is over. Now, some people go, $65,000, that shouldn't be that much to raise as a presidential candidate. No. We've gotten this wrong. It's not $65,000. It's 65,000 individual donations. That's how they qualify you. So the donations could be minimum $1, but you have to have 65,000 different people donate to you in order to qualify. And that's obvious reasons, because then anybody could just take their own $65,000 out of the bank, run for president. It would be a madhouse. We know that Ben Gleib is nowhere near getting even 100 donations. Think about how hard that would be. I mean, we are the kings of watching people's fundraisers, right? And have we ever even seen a GoFundMe that's gotten 65,000 individual donations. That's an extreme amount of
It's a
people.
lot.
That's so unbelievably high. Unless you go viral and everybody loves you. Ben Gleib has maybe 4 days left to get 65,000 donations. We look at his YouTube videos. He has 128 views on some of these presidential campaign announcements. Ain't nobody coming on board, but he has taken maybe, let's pretend he's got 90 donations. So if you have 90 donations, you know you need 65,000, and you only have 4 days left. How dare you go on Sarah Weinshank's podcast and ask her audience to donate? You're not going to meet your quota, bro. It's not happening. Give the money back now and bail out. You're wasting everyone's time and money. You're going on a podcast tour. He's doing everyone's podcast last minute, thinking that maybe, just maybe, and still taking donations from people, knowing that he's maybe 64,900 donations away in just 4 days. Remember, this is not a money thing, so it needs to be individual people. This is never going to happen. So to go on these shows at this particular time is crazy. You're wasting everyone's time and money. It should be illegal what he's doing. Josh Denny begged better than this, someone says. You're 100% right. So knowing that, how insane is this? So let's watch these videos here today for your beautiful morning of joy, summer of joy. It's Redbar. Hi ahead. It's our first, second, third video of the day. Ben Gleib at his campaign offices. Yes, he has campaign offices. Let's see this.
I just did a podcast called Meet the Candidates where he interviews every candidate for president. 2 minutes in, I find out he's a Trump supporter. Things got very interesting from there.
This is another great piece of info. If we have time today, we'll play this. This stuff is so good. He's barely been on any shows, by the way, to promote this. Maybe 4. One of the shows he went on, he didn't even know, was a pro-Trump podcast. Yeah. So he's on there to promote his stance. 2 minutes into the interview, he learns it's a pro-Trump podcast, and I heard he gets creamed. I haven't had the opportunity to listen to the whole thing, but I heard he gets creamed. So here he is.
Swipe up to listen to the whole damn thing. I'm sorry I cussed. I mean, damn's not a cuss, really. We are here in our campaign office doing phone banking today. I wanted to introduce you to everybody. Look at our volunteers. Amazing people.
I don't have to be an expert to know, but, even the campaign office in Taxi Driver had a few more people than this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people in zip-up hoodies from Target sitting at laptops in what looks to be one of, you know how like every famous twat in Hollywood has an office? We learned this by watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David has scenes where he goes to his office. What the hell? And they just kind of rent space in an office building to do their professional meetings, but they really don't even use it. Remember, like in Curb, George Costanza had an office. That's weird, right? Why does an actor have an office? Like a public office?
It's pre-internet. He needed
pre-internet. You need it. I guess you need a
business.
workplace. I didn't know people had work. I thought you just work out of your home if you're not running a business. It looks like one of his buddies was like, oh, I have this beat up old office. You could use it. Right? Or where is this? Maybe there is a piano in the room. Okay, this is leading me. There is an old wooden piano in the room, letting me believe this could be the back of some improv studio, some improv space, right? How ironic would that be for the campaign headquarters to be ran out of an improv theater? Yikes. So here it is. He's showing off his campaign headquarters.
What's with that wall, first of all?
It's all on an angle, too. This looks like in Wisconsin Dells, we had a place like this. It was called Mystery Wild World of Weirdness. And you would walk, and it was a room that was on an angle. It was trippy, right? If you were 2 years old in 1990. Let's see some more.
People here helping us out, doing phone banking. We got our crew here. We got our campaign coordinator, our digital director, and our digital advisor. This has been an amazing day.
No, it hasn't.
If you have not yet, please sign up to volunteer at the website. Join us on the homepage. Just toggle down.
Like, for real, Josh Denny's GoFundMe is doing better than Ben Gleib's presidential campaign. That's not a joke. This is crazy.
Or donate yourself at gleib2020.com. Learn more about our campaign there. Do all of the things. Cool, thanks. Be part of this race.
Now they've got, look at this. This is almost like watching a reality show about a crazy person. It cuts to a scene of him on the phone making deals with lobbyists.
Watch. Part of this race, all 24 candidates running, not counting myself, are either multimillionaires or cautious career politicians. And they have not been able to affect change without their own government.
Look at this. He's got
They're
these
filming.
idiots like fooled. There are all these little kids helping him out that he's tricked.
Maybe I can do so.
Maybe I can do so. Wait, there's one more video here. Look at this one.
I'm here.
I haven't seen this. He's at the Gay Pride Parade. The Gay Pride Parade.
I know it's hack to say, but it is very Michael Scott.
This looks like Michael Scott if Michael Scott had Snapchat in the office and was like filming himself. Watch this. This is him at the Pride Parade.
I'm here at Pride in West Hollywood because all presidential candidates should support all people. Love is love, people are people, and equality matters. You hear that, Trump? Stop being such an asshole.
You know what's so cool about this? Literally no one is covering this story besides Redbar. No one is covering crazy comedian Ben Gleib running for president. Like, not even the news is covering this as like his run. But certainly nobody is covering it as, look how crazy this is. This is the only show covering crazy Ben Gleib. To me, this is a big story.
I know.
To me,
it should be way bigger.
This should be a documentary on Netflix for the world to see. You know, and you get that every day here with Redbar. Unique stories that you can't hear anywhere else. Here he is dancing with a freak. And Ben posts this and he goes, "New campaign thong, baby." And it's just a gay freak, you know, from a club rendezvous outside going, "Gay 2020, Gleib." And I think he's just yelling "Gay 2020." And Ben Gleib is wearing a full rainbow cape like the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with a bandana running around the streets, this litter-infested street, you know, the gays littering. And how dangerous is a gay pride parade? Everything you step on is like a hypodermic needle or a razor blade or a popper or a... You know, to me, it's a seedy scene.
Plus, this is blatantly using the gay community for your own gain.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty
This would be
slimy.
like if I went to the hood and, you know, dressed up like a Crip.
I mean, if Hillary Clinton did this, they'd hate her.
Yeah. So this is nuts. Here he is with the gay guy. And they've all got a cigarette in their hand. Not Gleib, but the gays all have a... If you smoke real cigarettes, I don't know if you should be endorsing presidents.
Hi, baby.
Look at this.
Actually need those stickers.
And you can tell he just went up to two drunk black guys. You know, they don't know who he is or what any of this is.
You can help me pick up those stickers. That would be great.
You could help me? Oh my God, this is crazy. So Ben Gleib's got these little stickers that say Ben 2020. Gave them to the gay guys, and the gay guys are throwing them up in the air like party confetti. And Ben Gleib gets all nervous and starts picking them off the ground and starts going, "Can you help me pick up the stickers?" Let's see this again. So he hands the two black gay guys stickers.
Like, are you doing a comedy bit of a goofy
He's
guy?
not.
Or
Don't
is
even
that
put
him
that in their
serious?
heads. Don't even put that in their heads. There is no comedy here. And if he loses and tries to claim this was all a bit, do not fall for that. I have gone over this. My verdict is in. Not bit. Never will be a bit, even if he says it's a bit, even if he has evidence that it was a bit. It is not a bit. So don't even put that glimmer in people's minds. He gives them stickers and watch what they do and then watch what he does.
Hi, baby. 2020.
Oh, Ben actually throws them in the air. So they go, Ben Gleib 2020. And Ben throws his whole stack of stickers in the air, you know, to party. Ben realizes what he's done. And really, it's only like 20 stickers. And then he goes, "I need those stickers." Bends down and starts picking them up off the dirty, gay-ridden, filthy ground.
You can help me pick up those stickers. That would be great.
This would be like trying to pick something up the floor of a public restroom covered in piss and diarrhea. You don't touch anything on the ground after a gay pride parade has passed through your street. In fact, I don't even want them rolling through the streets, not because I'm anti-gay, but because of the bulldozer's path of litter that it leaves behind, you know. And it's dirty stuff. I mean, kids, this is what they don't tell you in the mainline media. Kids are getting there, they're sick. It's like radiation, like Chernobyl. We just started watching Chernobyl. After a gay pride parade, people start looking at their friends. They go, hey, you're bleeding. And their skin is all bleeding. You really, it's takes about 100 years to get that shit out of the air. All right, here, look. Oh, there it was. All right, Ben Gleib picking it up. Now you know. Now you know about this Ben Gleib. You might remember, we called out Ben Gleib months back when he was doing the Telethon for America. This is during the midterm elections. They were doing Ben Gleib through his own telethon with stars such as Whitney Cummings, Chelsea Handler. Remember, we watched it. We covered it. It's on the Scars Club right now. Redbar watches Ben Gleib's Telethon for America. And they threw this telethon. It bombed big time. I mean, they got like hundreds of views. Natalie Portman was there. And we noticed somebody even made a supercut. This would be great to show right now. I think there's a video out there. If anyone remembers, it was a video of all the times Ben Gleib inappropriately touched women during the telethon, putting his arm around them, rubbing them, Me Tooing all these women. And we joked about it. We said he was sick, but I did not know the extent. This final clip today proves everything we ever thought about him being a psycho is 100% true. We were on the right path. He's going to talk about Natalie Portman here. This is really sick. This could almost get him arrested. At the very least, a restraining order should be issued based on what he's about to say. I'm going to back it up. We're going to go to 33 minutes in. 32 minutes in. Let's start here.
To use our brains very sharply, and that's obviously incredibly needed as a president. And our current president also was a game show host, if you don't think there's a precedent for that. But his was The Apprentice, and it was about firing people. Mine was about using your brain to not be dumb, something our president could use pretty urgently.
That's one of his talking points. And I've heard him, this isn't my note here. This is additional to my note coming up. This is one of his talking points. Well, our current president hosted a game show where he fired everybody. Negative. I hosted, and I'm doing this, I'm actually presenting this better than he does. I hosted a game show called The Idiot Test, where I called out people for being dumb, made people smarter. Okay, bro. I mean, what do you even want me to say to that? Fucking that's like an appropriate response, right? Here we go.
An idiot test.
Yes. Donald Trump, your idiot test starts now.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm coming at him.
Oh.
And so I just, and also, like, just so your audience knows, I have a political background, not just even being interested in it. For over 12 years, I've been a political commentator on NPR, CNN,
what?
Fox News, ABC News. I co-anchored for a week their digital news program. I did
We've got the Ben Gleib touches woman montage.
It's just the pictures.
Maybe that's what I was mistaking it for.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. This is it. Look at this. This is from the telethon. Here's Ben Gleib touching a woman he doesn't. Who's that?
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda, of course. Touching her. And remember, these people don't know him. He's not friends with them. And touching women in 2019, especially in Hollywood, they hate that. This is right after Weinstein, by the way, where the whole world was told, don't go near him.
Just don't
The women
touch
don't
him.
want you touching them. They don't want you flirting with them. Just don't go near him for a while. And right after that, Ben Gleib puts his hands all over him. Here's Jane Fonda. Here's him bothering Natalie. Look at Natalie Portman's face there. Get away from me. Here's him touching Natalie Portman. Inappropriate. Okay, she's never met him. That is an A-list celebrity. You don't touch them. That's actually like...
insane.
She'll go back to her people and complain about that. Like, to them, they go, why was the host touching me? Why the fuck was the host touching me? And they act all happy on the show because they're media trained. But certainly, she runs back to that dressing room Why the fuck did nobody stop him from touching me? You know, somebody was fired that day for this.
She was having flashbacks of Moby.
Here's another one. Olivia Munn, everyone's favorite Chinese whore, and touching her on the back, inappropriate. Oh, he even does it to Fortune Femster. I know you don't think that's a woman. That's a woman. And look, he's touching Whitney Cummings there. Hand, yeah, it's far away shot, but. And, he's got a hand on her lower back.
Wow.
Now he's resting his hand on Whitney's lower back, probably trying to touch that anus. Here's another one. Arm around a woman. They don't want that. Here's another one. Arm on Whitney's shoulder. Look at all the touching.
Stroking,
who's that
grabbing.
one? Who's that? I don't know who this
Doesn't matter,
is, but
but
it's
it's
another
a woman.
woman. Yeah. Here he is again, getting in their personal space. Oh my God. Arm around Sophia Bush, who is an extreme cunt. He's got his arm around her. Look at that. A big hug. This was not a hug. He grabbed her and threw her towards him. And then I get, okay. And those were just a few of the moments, okay? So knowing that, wait till you hear what's about to transpire. This is as sick as it gets.
Coverage for ABC News, for NPR at the conventions over the years. I host a monthly talk called We the People, where I moderate a conversation between two on the left and two on the right, trying to find common ground.
Oh, you mean Gavin's Free Speech TV? You know, everybody just came up with this idea. I'll have a person from the left and the right. It'll be great. And then they have this back end idea where they go, at the very least, then everyone from the left is tuning in and everyone from the right. That's probably their motivation behind having one person from each side. You know, Gavin's doing this now. It's because they want more people to tune in than just this bubble of alt-right freaks.
To our problems in the country.
Listen to this, though.
And I created the Telethon for America back in November.
I created the Telethon for America back in November. Remember, this was met with barely any views.
Which was an event that reinvented the Telethon.
It was an event that reinvented the Telethon. It was not. It was a YouTube disaster. He's calling it an event that reinvented the Telethon.
Being the first ever telethon with the goal of raising $0. And we succeeded.
What do you mean?
Instead of raising money, we just took pledges for people to vote the next day in the midterms. Our goal was to help create historic turnout in the midterms.
Listen.
I was the head writer, executive producer, creator. I partnered with Michelle Obama's When We All Vote to create the event. Hosted it with Olivia Munn. Got 95 huge celebrities to come participate. Made a completely nonpartisan event. It was not at all for any political agenda. It was just to vote in general.
What are you talking about? It was surely only for the liberal agenda. You asshole liar. Actually, telling people to get out and vote is a liberal agenda in itself. Right? I mean, you don't want everybody voting. You don't want Republicans getting out and voting. What would be the point of that? We need to stop Donald Trump. So everybody go and vote for whoever you want, including Trump. That doesn't make sense. You know that research says, and by the way, this is market research from before we had the internet. To go off of this research, let me explain. Market research 100 years ago said if you tell people to vote, mostly undecided people happen to be, they'll vote liberal. You know, people who they don't know anything about it, tell them to go vote, pander to them, they'll go vote. The Republicans are like on it. You know, they're into politics. You don't need to. So when you tell people to go vote, you don't have to worry the Republicans aren't listening. It's only going to be the liberals who go vote. That was market research done by like people calling random people on a telephone 50 years ago. For all we know, that research is bunk. Yet they're still using it to this day. I mean, I remember going nuts 20 years ago with MTV's Rock the Vote. You don't want us just blindly going out there and voting, do you? Shouldn't this be for one candidate? And then it turns out, oh yeah, it's sneaky deaky insider information. They think it's going to work that way. To still hang on to that idea is kind of kooky. And they might even say, oh, still till this day, our research shows. Believe me, research, schmesearch. You know, none of us here have ever been polled. It really is the craziest thing. It would be like if I asked a question and then just based it around two people answering it. That would be the facts. It's nuts. So he's about to say, because of our telethon, everyone went out and voted. We changed the midterms. Listen to this.
We had Charlize Theron on our phone bank. Natalie Portman.
This is crazy.
It was bananas. Chelsea Handler, Jane
Listen to
Fonda, Justin Theroux. What's her name? I'm blocking her name from Crazy Rich Asians. Constance
I don't
Wu.
know.
Aisha Tyler, Lonnie Love. Everybody. We had Amy Schumer, Dr. Phil, Larry King, Pete Davidson.
Oh, yeah. I wonder who the intended audience was. Oh, it's nonpartisan. Which one of those people is a Republican? Which one, Ben?
That's crazy.
Everybody. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Ray Romano.
Oh, 2 Trump supporters. Good. I mean, are you out of your mind?
Everybody came out the woodwork to support this cause. Jeff Ross. And we helped create historic voter turnout. 1 million.
We helped create historic voter turnout. You know, which would have happened every year. By the way, everything is historic. Listen, this is how the world works. And it's internet marketing and technology that is making it better every year. Like every year, you hear that some new artist has broken records as far as album sales or streams or Billboard charts, right? Every time you hear this. That's just how things go. Every year, things get bigger. There are more people. There are more ways to market to the people. It really has nothing to do with you. Okay? Every year, it's going to be a historic number, right? Not going to go backwards for the most part. Here we go.
People watched. We had tens of thousands of pledges and voting squads formed that night. And the next day, we created historic voter turnout. We played some small part in that. The country created it. But we had the best voter turnout since 1914 for a midterm and best ever among youth.
1914.
But he didn't have a part of it. He did this all last minute. He threw this, just like he's running for president, last minute. You know, he threw this telethon for America like a week before or a day before the primaries, the weekend before. Nobody even knew about it. We were watching live. There were very few people who even caught it in time to go vote, you know? Yeah. We watched it live. We saw the numbers, and then it was the next Monday, people were out voting. I mean, you didn't have more than 500 people tuned in. You didn't help change anything.
Best ever among youth. And so I played some small part in creating that as a private citizen. So when people say, but what kind of experience do you have at affecting change? I did that as a private citizen.
No, you did
not. What have all these Congress people running accomplished?
What have all these people in Congress ever done? I don't know. Maybe all the stuff they've done in Congress. I have no idea, but it's got to be more than you. This is crazy.
They say great things, but they've had their chance to lead, and they haven't created that change.
That's true.
Okay, here it comes.
Cory Booker.
Oh, none of this is what I was here to show you. This is all extra, leading up to the big moment of Grand Delusion coming up.
Who's running for president? I like him. I supported his run for the presidency many years ago when he was running. I'm sorry, I supported his run for the Senate, rather, supporting mine for the presidency. But he's running for Senate, and I donated to his campaign. I'm at a private fundraiser event. Natalie Portman was there, too, actually. First time I met her and messed.
Natalie Portman was there, too. Now, this is a weird thing for a presidential candidate to fall into saying. He remembers that Natalie Portman was at another fundraiser. I just don't understand why this would be brought up. Let's hear more. So that she's asking, what stuff have you done? And he's like, well, I threw a telethon for America. Even before that, I contributed to someone else's campaign. Okay. And Natalie Portman was there, too. Okay, so?
Natalie Portman was there, too, actually. First time I met her and messed up my chance with her, by the way.
Oh.
First time I met her, and I messed up my chance with her, by the way.
Illegal.
Your chance with her? Now, if that was the only comment, I would go, he's just goofing around. But there's more. Listen to this.
Messed up my chance with her, by the way.
What'd you do?
She was single. I made my little moves, and
she was single. I made my little moves. Listen to this.
And I made my little moves, and
what were your little moves?
Well, so first I asked this very intense question to Cory Booker.
Yes.
Question impressed Natalie, I think.
Yes.
First, I asked a very intense question to Cory Booker that impressed Natalie.
I didn't hear this before.
No. And this is what I meant. After hearing this, I go, okay. And I signed some documents saying, yeah, he's crazy here. and I gave it to my staffers. Listen to this.
And then I went over to her and introduced myself.
What was the question?
So Cory Booker gave a speech about all the things he wanted to change in the country when he got in the Senate.
Okay.
Said every single thing he wanted to do. And I raised my hand. I'm like, but why say all that? Because we know you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to get to the Senate, and you know the system's broken. So why pretend you're going to be able to get all those things done? And he says, he kind of looked taken aback, and he goes, well, that's fair. I mean, our system is pretty broken, and these days you can be more effective.
I mean, we're all on the same page right now. He's bragging about this burn that he thinks impressed movies Natalie Portman. And the burn was, oh yeah, right. You're probably not going to do any of that stuff when you get top. Yeah, everyone says that. Like everyone knows that. Yeah, they're lying to get into office. That's not like, holy shit, finally someone stood up and said and asked.
Is he going to do all the things that he promised when he
Even
gets to
Weinschenk
office?
is sitting there like, certainly. Weinschenk is sitting there like, certainly, Ben, you're kidding, right?
Yeah, you
And
could
he's
even tell when she was like, what was your question?
This gets worse. If you can believe it, this gets 500 times worse. Watch this.
Is you can be more effective as an artist or an activist.
What?
So that's the path that I chose.
Wait, what did I do here? Did I skip ahead?
Wow.
Fuck. I don't know where I was. Let's see.
So why pretend you're going to be able to get all those things done?
Oh, okay. Good. We're right around here, but I want to hear that again. Sorry, this one's tough to go back.
And it gets to the Senate, and you know the system's broken.
Here we go.
So why pretend you're going to be able to get all those things done? And he says, he kind of looked taken aback, and he goes, well, that's fair. I mean, our system is pretty broken, and these days you can be more effective as an artist or an activist. So that's the path that I chose. So by
like
his
it.
own reasoning, I'm more qualified to be president than he is.
I respect that.
Oh, snap. So I said that, and then Natalie Portman sees it, and I started talking to her, and it came up. I told her that, you know, the mind is capable of a lot of things. I grew up with a severe speech problem, and now I'm a stand-up comedian.
Imagine some nobody coming up to you. You're Natalie Portman. He's like, yeah, the mind's capable of a lot of things. By the way, I grew up with a speech, and she's probably like,
Oh my God.
and then fired her staffers. All right, there is more.
And she goes, oh my God, that's amazing. And we talk for a little while longer, and she turns to leave, and I see her think and pause, turn back to me and goes, well, maybe we can see your stand-up sometime. And if it was any other girl on earth, I would have been like, yeah, girl, what's your number? Let me know. And instead, I was just like, I would love that. And I walked away.
No.
And didn't get her number.
God.
And a month later, she met her husband on the set of Black Swan, whose name is also Ben. And he's not even Jewish, and she wanted to marry a Jewish guy.
No.
Lost my chance. And so at the telethon backstage back in November.
So
my God.
I thought
Oh
he
my
was
God.
kidding
Oh my God.
again. Lost my chance, and she even married another. Wait, is Ben Gleib Jewish?
Yeah, probably.
He's a Jew!
I don't know.
Gleib? Why didn't I put this together? A Jewish president? Are you out of your mind? Have you ever been on what's called Line? I mean, come on. Have you ever been on what's called Line? Get it? No, a Jewish comedian?
But this also, I thought up until now he was talking about meeting her at the telethon, but he was talking about meeting her another time.
Yes.
So at the telethon, she was already going, oh no.
Yes, watch this.
Oh.
Lost my chance. And so at the telethon backstage back in November, I finally had a chance to see her again 10 years later.
No, you didn't.
10 years later. 10 years later, I finally have a chance to see her again. And Weinschenk knows this is crazy.
Lost my chance. And so at the telethon backstage back in November, I finally had a chance to see her again 10 years later.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
What, did you talk to her?
And I wanted for 10 years to find out if she always thought about that day, or if she remembers it, or if she maybe thought I was cute or wanted to go out with me or whatever.
Everyone be quiet.
Okay.
Everyone be quiet.
We got one!
I mean, do you hear what's happening here? Do you hear? I wanted to know if after all these years, she still thought about me. I mean, never in my life have I heard anything like this. Hold on, I'm trying to find something here. Hold on, I actually have to do something here. because I don't want to spoil anything. Get the new Redbar version 3 grindeur card. This is not a plug. I just have to do something on my screen, and I don't want you to see it. So don't worry, you'll be seeing it soon. All right, let's go back to Benjamin Gleib. Let's hear that again. And there is much more. Good. We're all safe there. I'll adjust any of the background there. All right. Don't worry. It's all for you. I'm not hiding anything. This is all for you coming up. I'm just trying to keep your surprise unspoiled. All right. Here we go.
We thought about that day, or if she remembers it, or if she maybe thought I was cute or wanted to go out with me or whatever.
Wait. I got to hear this again.
I know.
Really
this is absolutely
who
insane.
in their right mind would think, and especially you're Ben Gleib. You have a lisp. You're ugly. You're doughy. You can't even get a regular girl. You know what I mean? Like, you've never been able to swing a regular person. And you think Hollywood's Natalie Portman? I mean, really, that's crazy. I wouldn't even talk to a person like that. I wouldn't even bother them. Listen.
That day, or if she remembers it, or if she maybe thought I was cute or wanted to go out with me or whatever. I couldn't wait to ask her if she remembered that day. And we had 1 minute.
I thought you were supposed to be raising money or raising awareness for the telethon. You couldn't wait to talk to her? Like, that's what was on your mind this whole time? So you kind of put together this telethon to skis on chicks, which is what we assumed when you're touching everybody. But we thought, no, it couldn't be. But it be! Like, how are you saying this on air while running for president? Do you understand how this is like Moby's thing with what's her name?
Saying that she dated him.
Who was it?
Natalie Portman.
Oh my God! It was Natalie.
Yeah.
Poor Natalie.
I know. Get
All
away
the geeks
from her.
be after Natalie. Well, this was just in the news on Light News.
Yeah.
Moby pretended that he was in love with Natalie Portman,
and she came out and said, "I was 18."
Wow.
And now Gleib is pretending that he had a 1-minute affair with her.
Listen to this.
Always thought about that day, or if she remembers it, or if she maybe thought I was cute or wanted to go out with me or whatever. I couldn't wait to ask her if she remembered that day. And we had 1 minute backstage where we were together alone backstage. Well, so 2 things happened. First, the show's about to begin. 3 minutes till we're live on air. I gotta go pee.
And these dorks, you know, somebody says poor Natalie is nice to dorks. No, this is an inherent trait that every movie star has. Non-movie stars love movie stars because of this trait. It's called extreme charisma. They do it to everyone. Jules and I were just talking about this. TJ Miller did it to everyone. It is what makes somebody popular in high school. It is what makes somebody cool. They have a way about them of making you think you're important. Waitresses at Hooters do this to the idiot wing-wom losers thinking that the waitress has a crush on them. Every movie star that talks to a guy, yeah, you think she's in love with you because she's trained to smile, to stare at you, to really listen, to ask questions, to remember to call you by your name. This is why they're stars. It has nothing to, and everybody, and this makes sense. Now, Moby felt that way too, and only a true idiot would think it's love. It must be love.
Like, you would know to make fun of a guy who thinks a stripper is in love with him.
There you go. I was just going to say that. It's I went to the strip club with King Kong director Jordan Vogt Roberts. This is true. This is an A-list director now. Jordan Vogt Roberts directed King Kong, bunch of other big things. He's doing King Kong 2. The director of the newest King Kong. I went to a strip club with him, his first time at a strip club. I've told this story multiple times on the show. He used to be in the comedy scene here in Chicago. I take him, just me and him. We go to the Admiral Strip Club, first time. We're throwing money. We're drinking. This is, pre-Instagram model strip clubs were where it's at. You could still find healthy, white-looking women in the big strip clubs. Now you can't. It's all crackheads. He sits down there. We get a girl to come over. They're dancing. They're doing their thing. He takes the angle. He starts talking to her. And he says this. You're way too pretty to be a stripper. Oh. And tries to then have a full conversation with her about how she could do anything she wants. As if strippers don't hear that every other guy. And I said to him, I go, dude, stop. They hate Bat. And when we left, he goes, I think that girl liked me. I really do. And I go, dude, I don't even have to explain, right? And this is the same disease that Moby and Ben have with Natalie Portman, where they think they're mistaking her scammy charisma as I'm interested. Because a regular girl off the street, if she was looking at you like Natalie Portman does, you would think you're in love. So when Natalie Portman looks at you, this beautiful girl, in his eyes, beautiful girl, to me, this is a Jewish person, beautiful girl, big eyes, movie star. You've seen her your whole life. You're, if you're a fool. Here we go. I got to hear more.
I feel like a foolish enough guy can trick himself into thinking almost any girl is in love with him, because most girls will just be like, yeah,
exactly.
Awesome,
exactly. They can't tell the difference. If a girl likes you, you're already fucking her.
Yeah,
all right?
Exactly.
That's how it works. If you're not fucking the girl, she does not like you. Here.
About to begin. 3 minutes till we're live on air. I gotta go pee.
Wait,
and we're at YouTube.
Why does it seem like I'm backing up, but it's not backing up? Maybe I'm not going far enough. I'm acting like this is a 9-hour podcast and I gotta go a hair's length.
What did you talk to her?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That's even crazier. All right, here we go. Because this is important. This is too good, right? We can go back a million times. Let's hear it.
Maybe we can see your stand up sometime. And if it was any other girl on earth, I would have been like, yeah, girl, what's your number? Let me know. And instead, I was just like, I would love that. And I walked away.
No.
Didn't get her number. And a month later, she met her husband on the set of Black Swan, whose name is also Ben. And he's not even Jewish, and she wanted to marry a Jewish guy.
No.
Lost my chance. And so at the telethon backstage back in November,
here we go.
I finally had a chance to see her again 10 years later.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
What, did you talk to her?
And I wanted for 10 years to find out if she always thought about that day, or if she remembers it, or if she maybe thought I was cute or wanted to go out with me or whatever. And I couldn't wait to ask her if she remembered that day. And we had 1 minute backstage where we were together alone backstage. Well, so 2 things happened. First, the show's about to begin. 3 minutes till we're live on air. I gotta go pee. And we're at YouTube Space, and they have unisex bathrooms. So I'm walking towards the bathroom.
Okay.
And Natalie Portman walks into the building, and I'm like, hi, Natalie, I'm Ben Gleib. I want to thank you for being here. And she goes, oh my God, thank you for creating this. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, Natalie Portman knows my name.
What?
I go into the bathroom.
You're the host of the project that she's just been hired to do. Yeah. What do you mean?
She's a professional.
Oh my God, Natalie. She also knows the name of like everyone else there. Yeah. Oh my God, Natalie Portman knows my... Yeah, you're holding the microphone. You're going to be interviewing her in a second. She was prepped. Do you hear this? This could end his run. This
I know,
alone,
he can't
right?
be president.
Is he the stupidest, manupidest person in the planet?
Okay.
And Natalie Portman walks into the building, and I'm like, hi, Natalie, I'm Ben Gleib. I want to thank you for being here. And she goes, oh my God, thank you for creating this. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, Natalie Portman knows my name.
Literally, it says Ben Gleib's Telethon for America on every TV in the place.
You were there.
You were wearing a lanyard that said, I'm Ben Gleib.
I go into the bathroom. I pee. I come out. As I'm washing my hands, Chelsea Handler calls me. She's supposed to open the show, and she's late. I put it on speakerphone. I look to my right. Deborah Messing's washing her hands. She goes, Chelsea, get the fuck over here already. I hang up with Chelsea.
Wait, they're in a co-ed unisex bathroom.
Whoa.
He's creeping. So the girls needed to use the bathroom, and Ben's in there hanging out by the sinks. Listen, I know it's a unisex bathroom, but when you walk in and Deborah Messing and Natalie Portman in there, give them some space, bro. Go. I'll come back when the A-list celebrities leave the bathroom. I'm sure they don't want to be in there.
Most events they don't have to share the bathroom with
Exactly.
the public.
Exactly. And even if you do, you don't. You can wait till Deborah Messing from Will and Grace is done shitting, which is what I'm assuming she was doing in their diarrhea.
Take a selfie with me and Deborah Messing.
You took a bathroom selfie with them? They probably didn't even know it was a unisex bathroom until you broke in there taking a selfie with them while they were putting tampons up their cunts. Do you know how crazy that is? No wonder they all looked at you with the weird side eye throughout the whole night. Listen to this.
Ready. I hang up with Chelsea. Take a selfie with me and Deborah Messing. Jane Fonda comes out of the stall next to us. Her pants not even buttoned yet.
No.
Buttoning up her pants.
What?
Barry Katz, my manager, comes out of a stall at the end of the bathroom. And Natalie Portman walks into the bathroom. And I'm like, the four of us together again.
No.
plus Barry Katz.
No.
And then
This is so wildly inappropriate.
You were waiting in the bathroom for your
With
crush.
these stars, and believe me, they did not know this was going to take place. This has never happened in their careers. And the fact that this guy took advantage of a mistaken bathroom situation is so creepy. And they all knew it, but they're movie stars. They had to do this thing. They're not going to yell at him there. For him not to know that this behavior is a giant no-no is one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
I go on, the show begins, and Chelsea's late, and we rearrange the schedule, and I'm finally backstage for 1 minute during the live show with Natalie Portman before she goes on. And I say to her, we've actually met before. She goes, oh yeah, remind me. And I go, I don't know if you remember this, but at the private event supporting Cory Booker's run for the Senate, she goes, oh, that house in the hills? I'm like, good start.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I told you that I grew up with a speech problem and now I'm a stand-up comedian. And right when she's about to respond, I'm going to get the answer I'm waiting a decade for. A voice chimes in. I'm sure she can't stop thinking about it, Ben. Chelsea Handler arrived.
No.
And salted my moment that I've been waiting a decade for.
No.
So then Natalie was like, yeah, I can't stop thinking about it. I dream about it. And
Yeah, Chelsea did what's called bailed her out, saved her. Chelsea saw you were stalking women and came in and saved Natalie. And Natalie was like, thank you, Chelsea.
And ran.
And you didn't pick up on any of it, you creepy, you should be in jail.
No.
And salted my moment that I've been waiting a decade for.
No.
So then Natalie was like, yeah, I can't stop thinking about it. I dream about it. And I never got a real answer. And I'll probably have to wait 10 more years.
No.
But I mean, I still helped the country that day, so all worked
Sarah's
out. But
texting during this, by the way.
Yeah. That's how I could imagine it too.
Well, Natalie Portman's definitely going to know you once you're president of the United States.
she knows me now. She already has 2 kids and she's still happily married, so I think that ship has sailed. But I have a very lovely girlfriend who just moved.
You have a girlfriend and you're fucking sick! But I hope that Natalie comes at me and then I could... You have a girlfriend. These stories, you throw them away after you get a girlfriend. You go, fantasies are done. You put your fantasy, you crumble it up. Oops. Oh,
That's what the sound it makes if you're a Jew. When
Yeah,
you
exactly.
crumple up a
Throwing
piece of
paper in the garbage can sounds like this. It's like a spittoon.
Into my house.
That's fun.
She's dope. And not just is she dope, but I had a guest bedroom with a big old bed filling the whole room. I said she could have that room instead to like make her own.
Right.
Now we have this whole lounge area in this extra room. My house basically got expanded by her moving in, so I was looking up.
She made it into a lounge.
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, that's like, what? She made an extra room into a lounge. Okay. Even Sarah knows that's weird.
That's so cool. How does she? What does she think about you running for president?
Good question.
So supportive, loves the idea. She's a dental hygienist, another regular person with a regular job.
Oh.
Working for a living. And
She's
she comes
just a
home
girlfriend.
each day from work and helps me with the campaign. Helps me make flyers. And
That's cute.
You shouldn't be making the flyers for your own campaign. I thought you had Obama staffers working for you. His girlfriend helps Ben make the flyers. Have you ever seen this? Bernie Sanders? How much are copies? This is stupid. Presidential candidates do not make their own flyers.
deal with the accounting, and she's just amazing.
She helps with your campaign?
Yeah, every detail. She's been there with me. It's been incredible. She's been so amazing.
That is amazing.
That was next level.
Okay. That's as far as we could go here today with Ben Gleib. There is so much more with this guy that we could do. We would be here all day.
Natalie Portman was there too, actually. First time I met her and messed up my chance with her, by the way.
What'd you do?
She was single, and I made my little moves, and...
What were your little moves?
Well, I told her that, you know, the mind is capable of a lot of things, and now I'm a stand-up comedian. And she goes, oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. And she talked for a little while longer, and she turns to leave, and I see her think and pause, turn back to me and goes,
You totally want to sleep with me.
I dream about it.
Pass. You totally want to sleep with me.
Let's do it.
Pass. You totally want to sleep with me.
I dream about it.
Pass. You totally want to sleep with me. with me.
Let's do it.
Pass.
And so at the telethon backstage back in November, I finally had a chance to see her again 10 years later.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
What, did you talk to her?
And I wanted for 10 years to find out if she always thought about that day or if she remembers it.
I can't.
If she maybe thought I was cute or wanted to go out with me or whatever.
Fuck me all night.
I couldn't wait to ask her if she remembered that day. And we had 1 minute backstage where we were together alone backstage. And I'm like, hi, Natalie, I'm Ben Gleib. Thank you for being here. And she goes,
No.
Oh, now that we're off, I want to tell you something that I want to use this mask money to buy that boat. So if we could trick 2 more. Oh, fuck. We're still on.